Absolutely. You can just walk down the street and ask the average black person, what are you thinking about right now? Most likely it won't be that.
Zappers.
And that's why it doesn't happen. See, things start happening when people start thinking about it happening in large numbers. That's when things start happening. I mean, it doesn't take a long time. Sometimes people got this idea about long time, that term, long time. You just do it when you think about it. You can start doing, like getting up out of a chair. You can sit there forever until you fall over dead, or you can say, I think I'll get up out of this chair and walk across the room. And you do it. It didn't take a long time, even though you've been sitting there a long time. It didn't take a long time once you thought about, I think I'll move. I think I'll move to the other side of the room. So you get up and move to the other side of the room, even though you've been sitting in that chair 5 days without moving. That's the law of physics. There's just some things you just do. You think about doing it and then you do it. But if you're not thinking about doing it, you'll do what you're thinking about doing. So each person in the universe should ask themselves, what should I be doing with the little time that I have on this planet? And that's an excellent question for every person to ask him or herself all the time. Where am I going? And what am I going to do when I get there? And is it going to have a constructive result or a non-constructive result? And when you start thinking in that vein, now you start making traction, for sure. Particularly when you ask that last question. This thing that I'm fixing to do, is it going to be constructive or non-constructive? I'm fixing to pick up a pistol and put it in my waistband. And I'm going out in the streets. Now, is that going to produce a constructive result or a non-constructive result? You can ask yourself that, if that's what you're doing. Well, it might be constructive because somebody might jump me and I'll protect myself. Well, could be. But at least it's a question you need to ask before you pick it up. Put that clip in it and put it in your waistband and go walking down the street. Because, not in all cases, but in far too many cases, a person who's carrying a gun is very likely at some point to be tempted to use it for one purpose or another. And most guns are made for the purpose of killing people. Pistols, particularly. That's what they're made for. One person killing another person. And if you're carrying one, at some point, you might go for years just carrying it. But at some point, you might be tempted to use it because you got it. Either to defend yourself, or you might see a quote, unquote, opportunity to take advantage of someone, and you remember, I got a firearm. I can cause death, instant death to someone. I don't have to argue with them. I don't have to ask them no questions. I can kill them right now. That guy across the aisle on that bus who's mouthing off at me, I can kill him. He doesn't know that, but I know it. I can kill him. I think I will. Somewhere out there it's happening right now. That's very unfortunate, very tragic. But it starts with a person making a decision. You can always get help, but only the way you're going.